to get my sad makeup on.
You're all unmuted because we're doing it
my
live.
candy cane down.
Put on your best sad clown makeup because you're all jokes.
Damn.
Oh, got him.
Got him. But yes, welcome everybody to another exciting session of Eberron, Ashes of the Last War. I'm Obsidia, everybody's favorite Death Knight. Thank you all so much for the resubs. We're going to go around the table doing a round of introductions before we go do a set of announcements, and then finally a brief session recap before we enter non-stop trauma action. So without further ado, let's get started with kitty number 1, Paige the Mage.
It's me. Hello, everyone. My name is Yulia. I go by Royal Nate VT on both Twitch and Twitter. We do a lot of stuff on my channel, aside from like Obsidia's channel where I D&D and Litra's channel where I also D&D. Play a lot of Skyrim and a lot of JRPGs, so it's a good time. So hope you can come by sometime and watch the chaos. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yulia. Yes, go enjoy Yulia's chaos. She occasionally jumps straight up into piracy action. You'll love to see it. Criminal arc, corruption arc, let's go.
Oh, no.
Yo.
No.
I think we joked about that when I did a collab with you about starting corruption arc.
It's been widely wanted.
Widely anticipated.
Widely
Yeah.
wanted. I get it.
Widely, yes.
Yeah, give me your widest Yulia wanting. Next up we have Think.
It gets worse every time.
I have to make it worse.
No, I
don't know,
understood.
like sneezed and did an actual name.
But yes, hello everyone. My name is Lily. I am playing our dear Vambo Frühling in this good old campaign here. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Lily Faywood. I am on a bit of a hiatus as I get some stuff together, dealing with a bunch of personal stuff that kind of came up, but I will be starting streaming pretty soon into the new year. And hopefully be good on that stuff. But otherwise, play a lot of D&D, do a lot of music stuff, and JRPGs. So if you like that stuff, stop on by, yay.
Thank you, Lily. Thank you. Next up, we've got the world's saddest tiefling. Let's go, Jubilee.
Hello, everyone. I am Mary/Maribel. We're doing a rebranding arc. There's a lot of names. But yeah, so as I'm rebranding, I'm also on a bit of a hiatus, so I'm not streaming a lot at the moment. But whenever I, get back into the swing of things, we do comfy cozy streams over on my channel, like reading, crafts, writing, all that jazz. But for the meantime, until then, please enjoy as I continue to play the most disastrous of buys in both Obsidia's campaign and also over on Litra's channel for Mistwalkers and Comet Tales. It's a great time, and I'm always happy to be here.
Maris is one setting, which is disaster buy.
It is true.
Next up, we have El Painto.
Hey, I'm playing Paint, but you can also find me on my channel known as Litra the Bronze. I'm 1/4 dragon, and I've been a bit busy because of Christmas most of this week and a little bit of last week. But fear not, I'll be back to streaming very soon, especially going into the new year. You can find a bunch of awesome streams coming from me, including, of course, D&D featuring all these amazing people, RPGs such as Tactics Ogre, and Final Fantasy Crisis Core Reunion, and maybe, just maybe, a few additional surprises. So if you look forward to any of that, feel free to pop by over by my channel and give me a quick little follow.
But wait, there's more. Thank you. Definitely go check out Litro. Litro is great. Next up, please, we come to our final kitty. The ever traumatized, ever fisticuffy, Cess the Mess.
Man, it's kind of wild that you guys keep calling me a cat. Anyways, hi, it's me, Sif, role-playing, acting, I might add, as a cat girl on Obs' channel. back to streaming because my computer's finally fixed. I'm playing Spider-Man again. I'm going to be playing Pokemon again. Recently, there's an alligator in my stream. Please help me. Yeah. Aside from that, and future projects in animation, and hopefully my own D&D campaign. Yeah, not much else. Just swing by whenever you want to see me. I love you guys tons, so it'd be nice to see you.
Yes, be sure to check out Sif, our favorite Catgirl Knight. Official
I wasn't
rebranding
joking about
arc
the
incoming.
no, none of that.
Thank you, everybody. So for our announcements, I know I have at least one announcement, which is that this Thursday, your girl is going to be a player in a role-playing game over on Peculiar Little Rabbit's channel. She is going to be running a Deadlands game, which is a different rule system than D&D. It's like the American Old West with magic and monsters. And I am a deliciously eccentric inbred blood mage. So be sure to come on by Thursday at 6 p.m. Over on Peculiar Little Rabbit's channel to go watch me and a bunch of great nerds be a bunch of fucking weirdos in the 1870s. Does anyone else have anything? All
No,
right
I'm
then. So previously on Eberron, Ashes of the Last War, our party found themselves at the midst of continuing their battle against the elemental spirits coming to assail them as they tried to harness the Elder Tempest core from the elemental storm that emerged forth in a Terran reality. As they did this, they were all bullied, electrocuted, and their lovable bird bard was made into a very squished pate bird against a large floating piece of debris. But thankfully, through the power of teamwork and this gun that was brought, they were able to overcome their foes and make it through the whole issue with placing all of their elemental tethers in place and harnessing the core and shutting down the elemental tear. With that, they returned to the Silver Lining, where they were able to re-meet up with Kairos. Jubilee decided to take him up on having a drink, finally, since the job was done. Fru had a bit of a heart-to-heart with Paint, wherein they discussed that the poisonous trail that their ideology has led them to which Paint was fairly dismissive of, having been fully aware of how fucked up their own life was. And this then finished up with Cess and Paige having a talk in the mess hall, which was a bit of sisterly concern about the new powers Cess displayed, followed by some kind and loving familial kitty cuddling. And so that's where we'll pick up. So first up, we have Jubilee and Kairos in the captain's cabin. So Jubilee, you get escorted into the captain's cabin by Kairos. He throws his coat back on to a basically a coat rack, and he goes over to the globe and pops it open, and will just immediately start pouring you a glass of bourbon with a single ice cube.
Oh, thank you. I think I need this.
I'm glad to see that you and your friends did such a fantastic performance out there. I knew it was right for me to put my faith into you.
Right. Well, as always, I appreciate your confidence, but things were getting a little messy. I won't lie.
That is the nature of our work, isn't it?
Yeah. I just, I wish it could be a little easier on my friends, at least.
He raises his glass to toast with you.
She'll lift her drink and take a little sip.
If it was easy, anyone could do it. And he laughs and takes a sip.
I guess that's true.
I'm pleased to see that you all made it back more or less intact. I understand that this mission was dangerous, but you know me, I have absolute faith in you, Jubilee.
Thanks. It's it's good to hear that. It's pretty reassuring after trials and tribulations.
Ah, hopefully in the future we have more trials and less tribulations. Or is it the other way around? I'm totally not actually sure about the true nature of that expression.
Well, hopefully we won't have too much of either, because, then we can relax a little bit.
Unfortunately, I think that too often it's going to be the calm before the storm. As he gestures to the, like the window panel in the captain's cabin.
So, now that, this is all taken care of, what are you gonna do after this?
Oh, he kind of pulls up a chair next to you and goes, well, deliver the core back to House Leander, get my own praise and adulation, and go wherever they may order me next. If I have any downtime, then I'm gonna go off on my own adventures for a bit. Like I told you before, there's a lot of the world that I have yet to travel, and I'm sure that the experiences will be highly cherished when I return them to you.
So, do you just work exclusively for your family then, or have you done much on your own?
Well, I am a sky captain after all. I have earned some responsibility, but it it's it is my responsibility as a Leander to perform my familial role. I have a dragon mark, therefore I'm a captain, and I go where they command me to further the interests of the house, and go off on my own projects when I have the time.
And are you happy with that?
Kind of looks down at his drink for a little bit as he kind of just rotates it in his hand and goes, It's an enjoyable experience. It's in my blood to be a pilot. When I'm aboard this ship or any of the previous ones, it's when you feel the most alive. And it just feels right. But of course, I could use more company and friendlier faces, but he kind of does a little bit of a forced laugh. He goes, but alas, that does not appear to be in the cards right now.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of other people who would love the opportunity to go flying with you, Kairos. But I I guess what I mean is when you and I were working together, you just always struck me as the kind of person who just wanted to get away. And I know that family means a lot to you, and it does to me too. But I don't know. I care a lot about you, and I want to make sure that you're happy doing whatever it is that you're doing.
There is one luxury with being a relative black sheep of your family that unless they need something from you, you're generally left to your own devices. So I I find opportunities to get away, and I hope after a position this large that I'll be given some more time. I've always wanted to see the rest of the continent, and with the war being over, it's significantly easier to fly these skies. And I I want to I want to have more for when I have my next chance to be able to see my my favorite friend. It kind of gives you that single eye look and that wry smile because he's got his eye patch over his other eye.
Well, if you're ever in Greywall, you're always welcome to visit, and I would be happy to have you, and so would my friends. They would be happy to see you again.
I'll have to note that if my busiest schedule ever happens to take me by such a comparative backwater as Greywall.
If you can pencil in the time in your incredibly busy, very important schedule, I would really like it for you to stop by.
I'll be sure to try and come by. And I know once this fantastic airship is completed, I would always be happy to give you a guided personal tour.
Sounds really nice. I'd like a more leisurely flying experience than needing to fight elementals. So that sounds nice.
I'll be sure to consult all of the ne'er-do-wells and various astral spirits to please avoid the ship that day. It's good to be with you after so long, Jubilee. I'm really thankful that you wrote me that letter, and that I was able to be given the pull by my family to bring you here today.
Yeah, I'm really glad too. Well, frankly, I missed you, and I'm glad you're doing well, and that you're still alive without me looking over your shoulder at all times. That's a big relief.
Despite my best efforts.
and that you're making a name for yourself, doing something you love. That makes me real happy.
And I obviously there were expectations, but it's great to see that you're also doing well, and you've got so many wonderful friends and Cliff to keep you company.
Yeah. They all mean a lot to me, and I'm really glad to have met them. All of them. And getting to know Cliff a little bit better. It's been nice. And I kind of hope that the two of you could, see if you can get along too, because I think both of you will find that neither of you are as bad as the other one suspects.
I'm sure in Cliff's eyes he'll think I'm worse.
Well, even still, I think you'll find that maybe two black sheeps can get along.
Well, perhaps I will struggle a bit at first, but I will do my best to put my pride, honor, and dignity as a Leander and as a man who has pursued your heart aside, so that I can tolerate your pink little friend.
That means a lot to me, Kairos. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
I just have one thing for you before you leave. I know that you probably want to get back to all of your friends. He goes over to his big desk, reaches into a drawer, and comes out with a little box, and he will walk back over to you, and he will open the box for you, and it is a rose gold, much more on the pink end of it, shield hairpin, and it actually has the Bane Shield heraldry on it. I've had this for a few years, and I never had the opportunity to give it to you. And I would hope that I can remedy such mistakes now, and I give you a little token to remember the fact that there is a silly captain out there in the skies above you who will always remember you, and I hope you are able to shield your friends nearly as well as you shielded me.
Iris, this is really lovely. I wish I had something I could give you in return. And she's gonna take the box and, just sort of tilt in her hands a little bit to look at the shine on the metal and just
On the back of the hairpin, you see written in Elvish is "To my knight in shining armor."
She's actually gonna tear up a little bit, not like a full cry, just a nice misty eye, and she'll go ahead and pin it in her hair. And
may I?
Sure, yeah.
And he'll put his hand over yours as he takes the hairpin and will put it into your hair at a stylishly appropriate point.
Once it's securely fastened, she'll just lean forward and give him a big hug and say, "Thank you for everything."
Of course, Jubilee. Of course. As he squeezes you tight.
And I want you to know you can still count on me, If you ever need my help with anything, I'll be there.
And he'll look down at you and give you another forced smile and wink with his one eye and go, "I'm only a letter away."
Maybe my next one won't be quite so stiff then.
And hopefully sooner. And yeah, do you have any last words for Kairos?
Do you want to join us in the galley? Come get to know everyone a little better.
I'll stop by later. I need to give you and the crew an opportunity to be able to revel in your victory without me stiffening up the place.
Oh, please. I think your jovial nature would be a welcomed addition, but I won't force you, so feel free to, come join us whenever you want.
Of course, Jubilee. Of course.
And she'll leave the cabin and give him a little nod and a smile, and she'll rejoin the party.
Okay. He'll go sit down in his throne behind his desk and holding his drink and give you a smile and a nod as well, and just kind of look down a bit crestfallenly as you walk out. But yeah, next up we got Paint and Larissa. Let's go. So
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Larissa will come barreling out of a part of the galley holding a bottle of rum.
There is the queen of the skies, Larissa. Oh, and you brought the good stuff. I hope you're willing to share.
Like, I guess you've kind of earned this, you actually did some pretty good work out there, so I guess I could, have a few drinks with somebody who did, fill me with some rejuvenating power. And then, of course,
So
can't
you
forget
more
the fact
things
that
if you
I did
want.
the same.
Of course, you were great out there. Despite when you got hit by lightning, of course.
Yeah, and then the wind into that rock, that was not great, I'm gonna say, but it happens.
It happens. But the point is, we were both fantastic out there, and we deserve to drink and be merry all night if we want to.
Fuck yeah, let's throw down, bitches!
Hell yeah! Give me some of that swig of that.
She will take a swig, then toss you the bottle.
Take another swig.
I assume that this is happening right after Paint leaves for his conversation. Just sees this 180. It's just kind of Fru's just kind of standing in the background, just watching this, just like, oh my fucking god. But just lets it happen, obviously.
As I walk with Larissa as we drink together.
Yeah.
You know what I like about you, Larissa?
That I'm hot?
Yes, but also you're honest.
Yeah, why would I ever lie? Lying's for losers. Can't handle the fucking truth.
Amen. I think I need to learn more from you.
Well, I guess, if you really want, the Larissa, education, one-on-one personal training, then, I don't really have any work after this job, and, you guys are, pretty cool, so, maybe, this can be a thing, and she, gestures between the two of you.
Sure, let's go for it.
Fuck yeah! And I hear you guys have a mansion in Greywald, but that's, totally tertiary.
Tell you what, if you really want to go one-on-one, why don't we find a quiet spot here, and I can show you all the neat little tricks I've picked up, and you can show me some of yours.
I guess, for, a bed. I think it's gonna get pretty boring. I like multiple people looking at me.
Well, I can make things very interesting if you want. I can be whoever you want to be.
She blinks for a second. So, all right. So you could do this on command.
Yeah? Turn right into her.
Nice. You look fucking hot.
Damn right I do.
All right. But here's what I want you to do. And she starts giving you she basically Dark Souls character creators you to make you into various ridiculous looking things.
All right, tell you what. How about we all go, like you and me, we go somewhere and we have like the hottest night together.
Okay, like whatever.
All right, sounds good.
All right, let's go, fucking go. Now, this reminds me actually of a song, and she's gonna start singing as you guys drink and, I don't know, scamper around up to mischief.
Just do mischief, character creation, and fade to black somewhere in there.
Define fade to black. Do you wish to partake of the forbidden harpy?
Yes.
Okay, that has been noted. All right, so eventually you guys return to Sharn. At this point, it's probably the afternoon of the next day, and yeah, you pull back into the upper towers, and and with that, you guys are able to leave the ship. Syra will tell you that your funds have been wired to your accounts. If you can just go check them at the banking house, and they will be there for your ease of access.
Thank you very much. You've been a great help on this trip.
Of course, thank you for your service to House Leander, and I hope that you have the best of luck in your future endeavors.
Do I see Kairos as we're getting
Yeah.
off the ship?
Kairos will be back in his captain's regalia to see you guys off the ship.
Out of character question, can I perception or something to see if Kairos was freshly crying or something?
Sure.
Yeah, sorry. That's a 10.
Yeah. He looks like Kairos. He looks like a meme.
Okay, cool. I just want to get the bad rolls out of the way, alright, thank you.
Yeah, I'll be.
Right.
Right.
As Cliff passes by Kairos, he will go ahead and offer him a handshake.
Kairos will look at your hand for a moment, and he's gonna look past you over at Jubilee, and then he will slowly extend out his hand to you.
Goes ahead and gives him a nice shake, a smile. You did a good job on this job. I'm glad to see that there are some good captains out there. I see why Jubilee talks so highly of you. We should go drinking sometime.
Yes, when we meet again, I will have a drink with you, Cliff. And you and your friends did excellent work.
Yep, tell me some of the stories about your adventures on the sky.
One step at a time, my friend. One step at a time.
Until then.
And,
I'll exit with the rest of my party when they're ready.
Yep. And he will give a yeah, sorry, Jubilee.
Yeah, I was just gonna say before she gets off the ship, she will also approach Kairos and hand him like a pristinely written, like one of those like Victorian calling cards, you know, that's got like your name and address on it, and hand it off to him and just say, "Remember, you promised to come visit. I expect it sometime."
He bows deeply as he extends his hands out to get the calling card. And he will hold it up to his heart and go, "I will give you, of course, the proper notifications as to my arrival, so you may prepare accordingly."
Excellent. I look forward to it. And until then, take care of yourself.
You as well. And he will give you another bow. Lady Ravamont.
Captain, and give him a little bow as well, and follow everyone else.
Okay. And he will stand there on the edge of his ship next to Syra, looking very longingly as you guys leave. Long after Syra gets the crew in order for fixing up the ship and getting the elemental core offloaded. But yeah, I believe with that you guys have returned to Sharn, and that Cess has particular plans. Oh yeah, by the way, Larissa is going to be following you guys as you leave.
Fine by me. Cliff and Larissa just off in the back, just cracking jokes and going, "Oh my god!" It's everything.
Cliff looks like Cliff right now, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, Says is gonna like walk off to a stand, get a cup of coffee, and walk back to the group. And while she like downs it, looks at them and says, "Alright, so we're in Shan for one more day. While I'm sure we all got busy plans, is there anything anybody needs at the moment? Because I kind of want to show you all something. If that's alright."
Oh, I didn't have anything I needed to do, and there's still a lot of the city that I haven't seen before. So if you'd like to take us somewhere, I think I'd be up for that.
I didn't get to come up to the upper city a lot, and seeing as how we're here, well, just follow me, and that means all of you. That includes the drywall pair over there, Fru and Kai, okay? And I think Larissa's gonna do what Larissa does, so she should come too.
Is she with us now? I mean, she's welcome to come, but
I get the feeling that we won't get a say in the matter. She's just with us now. Like
Ah.
Says, putting the hand on like Juby's shoulder, like this is our party member now. They've been recruited without us knowing.
She gives you guys
I mean, we
big...
gotta show her the mansion.
She gives you a big, like, shark tooth smile.
I
mean,
mimic the same shark tooth smile.
she did help us a lot during that last battle, so I mean, it seems fair.
The least we
fine.
can do is give her a place to stay for some time. So what you did for me and for Kaishen over here.
Also, she did do a lot of healing. And honestly, I think some brutal honesty could be really good in this party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's just it's how it is now, and we're gonna roll with that like normal.
She does seem to be competent, if not professional.
All right, come with me. Come on. Single file line. Hold hands so you don't get lost if you need to.
I am not holding your hand.
That's lame.
Fru is
Anyways.
going to walk up directly next to Cess and just kind of loom over them along this walk.
Is Ruin says his personal space. When you say loom, is he like literally on top of her?
Within like a foot away, but just the height difference.
But Paige will kind of fall beside Jubilee and walk beside her then.
Drywall, huh?
Yeah. I got funny names for everyone in the party, all right? And they are subject to change, so don't feel bad about it.
No, I do not feel bad about it or anything. I just like to keep notes of things.
Keep all the notes you want. There ain't no test coming up. No, come on. And if
There's
nobody
always,
is, yeah, Lily, say it louder. Say it louder.
There's always a test.
Noted. And if that's all, Says is going to lead the party through the upper city, through the bustling area of the airship dock, through the more notable urban areas like the city part of the upper city, past the university that Paige went to. She is moving through this area with like a strange sense of direction that you wouldn't really expect from a street cat from the lower levels. And eventually she leads you guys to this sort of gated community. It looks like a gated community, but it's just a really fancy neighborhood that just sort of like scares off people who don't feel like they belong, and says just sort of walks into that neighborhood. If no one says anything, you guys will keep following her. This is like where old money lives. This is where like there's a bunch of houses that look nice but were clearly built during a different time period. Says eventually leads you guys down into a much wider estate that's been run down. It's a very, very large plot of land with a house in the middle of it that's like broken down and it's like fenced off. And says walks up to a very specific part of the fence and moves one brick out of place, and that part of the fence just falls over and she just hops over the brick wall. You guys coming? Nobody lives here, it's fine.
Just gives a shrug and jumps over.
Wait, how do you know about this place, Sess?
I'll talk about that in a bit. Just indulge me in coming. We're not gonna get arrested or anything.
Where exactly are you guiding us?
To a special place.
You know, the wealthy folk don't exactly take kind to dilapidated places like this, so. If you believe that it is okay, then I'm sure it is.
Alright. Is everyone walking in? No worries?
Yeah, going in.
Ruby's gonna do a quick look over her shoulder, make sure no one is like noticing or staring, and then yeah, she'll follow.
Says leads you guys towards the really nice looking estate, if it weren't for the fact that it looked like it was about to fall over at any second. Leads you guys around the back where there's a small overgrown garden with trees out and about. She stops and looks at you guys and then points to the cellar doors and goes, "Okay, listen. Way back before I was born, there was some big time gangsta that bought this plot of land to smuggle drugs between the upper and lower districts, okay? A long time since then. No one's had this property, so occasionally, if you're lucky to be in the know, you could sneak up to the upper city past the gods through here, okay? But that's not why I brought you all up here." And she sort of takes a seat on like she like moves over familiarly to like a bush, to a bunch of shrubbery, and just knocks it aside, revealing a stump. And she takes a seat. I brought you guys up here to talk about something that I think we should talk about a bit. And that's communication and vulnerability. And then you like see the slime on her armor begin to like contort very discomfortably. Sort of like it looks less like free flowing liquid and more like cracked glass across her jacket. Okay, listen. I'm not gonna say names, all right? Because no one likes being called out in a group. But I know that we all have our own issues, and obviously you don't have to spill your heart out every time something happens. Okay, if you're not ready to do that, you don't have to. I mean, obviously you should know this group is kind of like a family. Kai, Fru, Larissa, I know you're roughly new here, but that's how we operate. I genuinely can't imagine us working like a typical company. Which suffice to say means that we now care about you and all that shit without a contract.
Fuck yeah.
Yes. Sorry, I'm using comedy to offset and delay this thing.
You
I
seem
know
to
it's
continue to speak after saying what you wanted to. Nervous, huh?
yeah, of course. I'm always nervous. Everyone's nervous. Everyone's anxious. Listen, just don't be mad at me for finally saying all this now. It's not easy, but if it's something pertinent to our job, if it's something that definitely will affect how we work, okay, listen, when we first came to Shan last time, before we met Kai, before we met Fru, I told those of you with me, particularly out of character. I think this was Juby, Paige, and Sylvana who isn't here. Because Cliff had to leave before. I told you guys to watch out for a shapeshifter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember.
I
Eyes
wasn't.
side to side.
Don't worry, she ain't here. She doesn't waste the time on small game anymore. Listen, it occurs to me that I should have given you guys more context than that. And I hope this serves as a good example of what to do in that situation. And I'm not trying to trauma dump or anything, you know. It's not like I saw a sad romance or anything for a whole job. But listen, back when I fought in the pits, back when I was, throwing matches for money, I fought somebody, a noble from the upper district, this sheep shifter. She was a duelist. And she never told me her name. She just told me to call her Lassie. And she was great. I I dated a lot of people before her, but it all felt like ways to pass the time. Like I wasn't enough to that person to be worth more, so I knew not to stay for the whole time. But Lassie made me feel like I was worth something, which, to be fair, I should have realized. I should have seen the con coming. I was just a distraction for her. I'm not gonna dump all that news and info right now because this kind of isn't the place to do it. But she would sneak me up through here, and we'd cause some ruckus. Have fun. And I wanted more than that, but she didn't. So not taking stuff like that seriously again. But point of the matter is being vulnerable. Right, that was the point of the conversation. I didn't lose the presentation at any point, did I? But point is that is why I don't want to deal with that person right now. That's why I told you guys to keep an eye out for her. So I know it's hurt. It definitely hurts and is scary to talk about stuff like that, about emotional vulnerabilities. But I just did it, and I'm here, and it's fine. So next time we go on a job, if it's important, I think you guys should tell us. We should tell each
So,
other.
so you had a fling with this girl,
I don't
and
don't. I did that as an example. This is not a good location for me to be in. I just wanted to express that it's fine to be vulnerable on one another. It's just maybe not the full report right now, okay?
Well,
Maybe we can get back to Grey Wall.
well, thank you for at least telling us that much. Because, I mean, when you had mentioned to keep an eye out for this person, I was worried it was something dangerous. Not to say that, not to discount, your emotional well-being or anything, and not wanting to see this person. I understand, but I I guess I sort of assumed that this was, like a bad person to
I
look
mean,
out for.
she might be a bad person. Hell if I know. But I mean, let's not get into details about her. The point is, our emotional well-being, as you put it, the way we feel affects how we fight. Look at my coach when you guys met him, right? Drunk, depressed, dejected, but the tales about him I've heard from people. Hell, some fucking dwarf in Greywall just hears his name and bends over backwards giving me his workshop. Just to say that the coach's apprentice, me, worked there. At his prime, if he was emotionally stable, he could probably fold every single one of us here. That's what I mean. So I think it's better if we get this emotional crap out of the way. I don't want to treat this like a 9 to 5 job, you know? You guys mean more to me than that. And I'd rather not get any of you hurt due to a misunderstanding.
Guess I don't know about the rest of the group, but it's very hard for me to, even though you all are my friends and you mean so much to me, it's hard for me to confide in and you all particularly because we work together. I mean, I've just been taught to keep work and feelings separate. But I kind of feel like I've made a bit of a mess of that.
It's fine. Mistakes are a better teacher than any warning could be. I just hope the feeling's mutual with you all, and moving forward, if anything comes up, we could just talk about it. Feels like people want to say things but are too afraid to, but I promise you, no
I'll
matter
go.
what happens, I'm not walking away. I don't think any of us will.
If this is what the plan is, then I'll go ahead.
By all means, the sharing circle's open.
Well, I don't know if everybody here knows exactly why I'm here, but I'm here to kill people, particularly the Seekers of the Silver Flame. And that is my goal. I joined you folks because you seem to have a little bit of a, how would you say, a knack for running into them and just general information. You say these things about this is a family. I don't feel that way at the moment, I'll be honest. However, in a transactional relationship as this, as I believe ours to be at the current moment, it is beneficial to get the cards on the table in some. So, I trust you enough to say that the people that I work for and work with are my brother and sister, and we have just a small little organization known as the Winter's Bite. And I told you my goal, that is our goal, to avenge fallen loved ones that were taken by the Silver Flame. So, if the chance should come that the Seekers should get in our way, in any way, shape, or form, even if mentioned by someone else, know that that is my priority, the extermination of the Seekers of the Silver Flame. I want to see them all hung up and destroyed begging for life, just like they did to those close to me. So yeah, that's my baggage.
As long as the Seekers, I'm sure, well, we'd be more than happy to get behind that after what they did last time with us.
Yeah, like fuck those guys.
Oh yeah, we rescued you from them.
Yeah.
Remember, I carried you out of the warehouse. Another reason why I am awesome.
Like that
You're
that
right.
opened the door for you.
You alright there, Paint?
I've had a few thoughts of late. I was thinking quite a bit after that last combat. Don't really have them solid quite yet, though.
Um, well, you guys don't have to share thoughts now. But if you ever need to, oh wait, you know what this remember me? I Coach had me go to a therapist before. I was kind of hush hush about it because I didn't know how to feel about it. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I never could finish my therapy. But I'm certain they've got a connection, maybe in Greywall, at least. If any of you guys would be interested in that sort of thing, I could ask before we go.
I think I'll stick with the Church of the Silver Flame. I seem to have a thing for women talking down to me.
You would. You're
This
like
is
a total
gonna
beta.
Says is gonna raise an eyebrow really confusingly. at that remark. So, is that all for the Sharon Circle?
I think so. But it's good that, I mean, at least now we all kind of share the same goal. And maybe, I know, Fruling, you don't think it right now, but we'd be able to move into that sort of family.
Back home, where I come from, at least what's left of it at the moment, is treated sort of like an orphanage for lost folks. So, well, I do not exactly consider this whole thing to be much of a family situation. Know that I do care deeply about you as I would for any of those kids. Does that help?
Yes, thank you.
I I'm really grateful that you took the time to bring this up, Sess. I think it is vitally important to know that we can all trust each other. Giving a very pointed look towards Paint.
You can see I've made some progress, but not enough. It's fine. We'll deal with things back in Greywall. For now, Paige, you wanna go see Ma and Dad? Is my sister there? Is she okay?
Oh, yes.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Yes, I'd like to see them.
Oh, actually, this is important to note. Juby, your parents told me to like learn better from my parents, and I feel like it would have been really awkward to tell them that our parents are no longer with us. I'm just
Yeah.
letting
I'll
you know that that may come up at some point if you send them a letter telling about this. I just don't want them feeling awkward about it because
well,
Should
I don't
we
want you feeling awkward about it. It wasn't a particularly kind statement for them to
speaking
make.
of
So.
feeling awkward, should we give you two time alone visiting your parents' grave?
yeah.
We wouldn't want to intrude on the moment.
I think it would be nice to talk to them alone with just the two of us, if you don't mind.
Yeah, you guys could go to Duck World this time.
How long are you going to be talking to your parents, the grave?
I don't know, it's been a few months. It's been
We
a
have a lot to
while.
talk about.
Larissa,
If
have you ever been to Duck World?
They made a world of ducks?
I don't know, but apparently that's the name of it. And they have hats shaped like ducks.
That's dumb. Why would I want a duck hat? I have wings. I'm not a duck.
Want to go see? And if it's terrible, we can make fun of it. And if not, we can still have fun.
Whatever.
I'm
All right.
gonna I'm gonna lean over. I'm gonna assuming since I was looming next to Cess on the way here that I'm still next to Cess at this point and just say, if you need anybody to watch your back, do something as important as that, just let me know.
Yeah. Don't worry. The as shitty as this town may be, everyone respects the dead, so we'll be fine.
It's the least they can do.
I do not like the idea of you two going off on your own, but if it is to honor your fallen family, know that I will accept it with disapproving.
Thank you
Awesome.
for caring about it, though. But we'll be fine.
Besides, we lived here our whole lives, and you're talking to, and then she sort of like flourishes towards Paige. You're talking with the person who saved the Kai Shen, the champion of the arena, Paige. We'll be fine.
Yeah, come on, Kachin. I'll buy you a duck hat.
I will not wear your duck hat.
Out of character, please have him wear a duck hat on the train ride back.
I'll make it to where we have a bet, and if he loses, he has to wear the duck hat.
See if we get there. But yeah, if that's all and the party
Yep.
starts heading out, I'm gonna do one more thing.
Okay.
Says with the party turned away, unless they, want to sneak a glance at, maybe perception, I don't fucking know. She's gonna tear up an old box from underneath a bush, pull out something shiny from it, and then crush it in her palm before putting it back in the box and then
Spicy.
shoving it in the shrub. If people want to know what that is, roll a perception and maybe I'll DM you. I don't know.
Am I close enough to see?
I'm leaving it open to the party if they want. I hear the roll go off on roll 20.
That's me, baby.
Let's go.
I have a keen eye on you two right now.
On the kitties.
18.
Okay. So Paige with the 20, Lily with the 18. So at least 2 people are clued in on what your shenanigans are.
I don't exactly feel like going to Duckford, if I'm going to be honest. If anybody would like to train or something, I'm gonna go ahead and go to a bit of a sparring ring.
Yep, I'll go.
Yes, that sounds like a more desirable decision than wasting time at a world of ducks.
We can leave the lovebirds to themselves.
What are you talking about? He's not a bird.
Well,
Well, unless I want him to be.
Juby's expression has some raised eyebrows, but then very pointedly looks away to not stare.
Well, if we're not going to Duckworld, I'm sure me and Larissa can find something interesting to do while the rest of you hit each other with steel.
You're more than welcome to go to Duckford if that would please you. Can be
Yeah,
birds
no.
of a feather.
Yeah, we'll see everyone later.
All right.
Thank you. Well, we'll see you soon.
Everybody goes their separate ways. Paige, do you wish to have your talk, quote unquote, with Cess on the way to your parents?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just asking you for the order of things. Would you like to do that now or after you see your parents?
Now is probably a good time. Yeah. It'll probably be as they're walking towards the gravesite. Paige is going to be back a few feet from Cess as they're walking. Her steps are a little slow and she's looking at the ground as they're walking along, and finally she just stops walking.
Yeah? Sis, you alright?
I don't know. You told the group that we should be honest about our feelings. And I want to be honest about mine too.
Sis takes a deep sigh and okay, hit me with it.
I know what's going on. Please. The thing you crushed, the people you've met, the people you dated, it feels like I just don't know you at all anymore. Where's my sister? What's happening to you?
No comedy, no jokes. Listen, sis, you had to go to university after high school, after well, and you weren't around all the time, okay? I had to deal with my issues the ways I found, alright?
People
Not
to be in dangerous situations? Why didn't I not know about any of this?
What difference would it have made?
I could have helped.
You needed to go to school like Ma and Pa wanted, like our neighbors wanted, like our teachers wanted. You needed to be better than what you started as, okay?
So you
As
could be
long as
worse.
I'm not, it's fine, all right. I had the role they set out for me. Okay, listen.
No,
I got
Tommy.
Delta.
No, please listen to me.
Fine, come on, go.
Protect each other. We're supposed to be there for each other. I'm not sure if Mom and Dad gave you some well wishes towards the end of their life, told you they needed to protect me, but we are the only family we have.
And
And
you've done.
sneaking around and doing these things and changing into a different person.
I didn't change, okay? I'm
But
still your sister. I'm still here. I just had to deal with my problems my way, and you've done a hell of a good job protecting me so far, okay? Everything we've done, it's thanks to you. Okay? So don't hoist fake shit credit on me. You've done plenty to help me out, okay? I just had to play the part they wanted me to. Okay? Our neighbors all talked about it. Our teachers definitely talked about it at school. You had to go, and I had to stay. And holding you down with my problems would have been selfish.
your life for mine. You can't weigh your future down because of me.
My future was fucking doomed to begin with. I mean,
What are you talking about, Seth?
look at me, sis. I'm not destined for greatness. I'm not gonna have a epic tale or an amazing college degree or a family life at the end of this. Look how I fight. Only way I could have learned. Only way I knew how. Coach never told you, did he? No. It never had to come up. Neither did your teacher. The way that those dwarves fight, the way that I learned, they're cannon fodder, and it works for me best because that's all I am. And if my life gets thrown away, I'd rather it be for my sister than for something stupid. When I eventually kick the bucket, and given the trend of things, it probably will happen. I want to know that it would have been for something that mattered more than just me.
Me talking about this is fucking ridiculous. You can't do this. What would happen if you're gone?
You would
What
be
would
fine.
No, I would not.
You've done plenty without me.
I can't.
We started working with this group, and I thought I'd outshine you, but you've been doing so much. You're in the
Tommy, you are
spotlight.
all that
I'm not
I have. I can't lose you too. Please, you have to think about yourself. You have to think about me. You can't throw away your life like that. I went to school. The reason I went to school, the reason I'm doing all of this is for you. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help us. I'm trying to make us a better life.
You remember how Dad, he was going to be the headmaster of his own workshop and get us a better life? You remember how Mom wanted our community to rise up to higher places? How she expected better and wanted better for us? Paige, you and I both know this upward mobility deal ain't free. I'm not saying I'm looking for an easy out. I'm saying I'm prepared for what has to happen. The spotlight's on you. I'm not in it. And I'm gonna keep it on you. Okay?
I don't want it if it's going to be the cost of you.
I'm not the one directing the show, sis. I want this play to have as nice an ending as possible, so I'm just playing my part, okay? This is the script I've been given, and I'm just playing it, okay?
No, things change. It can. There are multiple millions of different possibilities.
Yeah, but only one plays out, doesn't it? The professor made it pretty clear to me that only one plays out.
I want it to be like that. And I'm going to try my best to make sure it doesn't happen.
Just keep playing your part, sis, and I'll keep playing mine. Come on, let's go see Ma and Dad before this gets any worse.
Okay. She'll walk over and grab your hand and start walking forward.
She'll push your hand aside and just wrap her arm around yours.
She'll just walk in silence until they get there.
All right. So you arrive at the ruins of the tower, where many years ago it came crashing down due to the terrorist acts of the Ashbringers, and where your father was killed when his shop was inside of that tower and was destroyed. There are maybe a dozen or so people outside the edges of the memorial around the tower, paying their own respects. You see piles of not flowers, but like colorful keepsakes and other little tchotchkes that have been placed there, as well as pictures or drawings of people, and lots of notes in dozens of languages, all around it. What do you guys do?
Paige will just kind of kneel down in front of it, close her eyes.
Sis is also gonna sit down, just flat on her ass, and close her eyes too. Maybe we should have brought some flowers. Then they wouldn't have to look at us being all sad like this.
She's like trying to wipe the tears of her eyes and her from her nose. Yeah, should have thought about that, but I'm sure they're happy just to see us.
Says, completely like focusing on the prayer, one of the goo tentacles from her jacket holds up a cloth from Sez's pocket over to Paige. Like a handkerchief.
Take it without even looking and wipe her tears a little bit more. I wonder what they would say if they saw us now.
Well, we could just tell them, like normal, what we've been up to. It's been a while, I'm sure they're worried. Ma, Dad, if you're listening, me and Sis got real jobs. Like, not just intern or grunt work.
We're a part of a whole new family now, and we're making a lot of money. We got out of Sharn and seeing a whole lot of new things now.
Got a big fancy house, got our own maid. Ma, I always know you wanted one of those, so housework would be easier.
Eating delicious. Never as good as your cooking. Home cooking's always the best, but Cess is getting a little bit better too.
Yeah, oh, those gold dragon inns beaten in no time. Oh, Dad, I know you wanted me to do a different craft maybe, but the smithing's been working out so well for me, you know? I'm keeping up with this artificer lady in our family now, too. You would have been proud seeing the look I put on her face when I corrected her about her gauntlets.
Yeah. I've been doing better in my studies, too. I did a really big presentation a while ago, and all my professors seem to really like it.
You're underselling yourself. She, you know that fancy champion of the Arcane Arena? She beat him. She saved him. Paige has been doing amazing things without that stupid paper. And once she gets it, she's gonna be doing even greater. Yeah?
Do you have any other comments for your parents?
I miss you.
I miss you.
Okay. In this emotional moment, Paige, you close your eyes for a moment and you feel a high degree of vertigo as you open them again. You're standing inside of your father's workshop where there he is in his youth, standing behind a counter, tinkering with one of his creations. There's a picture of your whole family, the copy of the same one that you had in your book, of him and your mom and the two of you as kittens, all smiling and laughing. When you see about a middle-aged human woman who walks in and starts looking around, and she has she's blonde hair, blue-eyed, as she's looking at some of his stuff, and you go, hey, welcome to the shop. Be sure to take a look around, get a feel for anything. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'm more than happy to help you. And is there anything you want to do yet?
And I'm still like my original form.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
okay.
You're still you.
Paige is just looking around the workshop and confused at first, but goes over to her dad and hesitantly reaches out a hand to see if she can touch him.
As you try to touch him, your hand kind of glitches out a bit, and you see him kind of, as he's standing behind that counter, he kind of jerks his shoulder a bit, like I guess a muscle spasm. And you see the woman looking at something, and then she kind of freezes up for a moment, and she blinks, and her eyes are no longer blue. They are a bloodshot red that you've seen several times before, Paige. And she starts whistling a tune that you're not entirely sure what it is. And she turns to your dad and goes, "Oh, do you happen to have the time?" Goes, "Oh, yeah. I got a clock over here," and he takes it out, and she looks at it and she smiles very widely. She goes, right on time then. It's a pleasure to see your wonderful store. That knife over there. Did you make that yourself? Yeah. Everything here I make myself. I rent out the store, but where you keep making purchases. Maybe one day I'll be able to get my own, eh? And she goes, Oh, well, it truly is exquisite craftsmanship. I'd like to buy that. Hey, a woman with a good eye, eh? And Paige, you feel the ground begin to like rumble slightly. And your dad kind of looks up for Ben, kind of dismisses it. And she puts down easily 5 times the value of that knife in gold coins. And they're all Siren coins. And she goes, well, thank you so much. I will cherish this for as long as I have it. Is that your family? Oh, yeah, it's my wife and kids, you know. The picture's a little old at this point, you know, they're growing up too fast. It's what they do. They're truly lovely. I hope you were able to send them your love before work today. Hey, you know, I always do. And the ground begins to shake more. Well, I'm sorry if I must be off, but it was a pleasure meeting you. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll have another chance. And she kind of just flicks the knife up in the air and catches it again in her hand. And she starts singing that same tune as she walks outside. And you begin to see the ground begin to shake ever more so as rocks and debris start crashing down around the around where your dad's shop is. What's happening? What's going on? What do you want to do anything?
She starts realizing what is starting to happen and attempts to try to grab at her father's arm again, like, no, you have to get out of here.
What's going on? And you see just the debris begins to fall, and the woman turns to look at the sky, her arms extended with the knife, singing the song, and you see that the red in her eyes fades in a second, and she's just standing there looking very confused with her blue eyes again. And then she starts screaming as the first of the debris lands on top of her. And dust starts pumping into the store. More debris is falling. Your dad tries to rush for the door, but it's now suddenly blocked. Yeah, is there an accident? Is an accident happened? I gotta go try the back. And he starts running throughout the store. And all of a sudden, another big spike of tower stonework smashes through the ceiling and collapses half of the store. And he has tumbled to the ground, his leg under part of it, and he's coughing and groaning. What do you do?
She's like running over and like trying to pull up the rock, trying to use all the adrenaline she has. No, it's okay. It's okay.
He starts to blink. He looks at me and goes, what? Who are you? Who are you?
You can see me?
And at that moment, Paige, you begin to feel the dust clinging to your throat. And you begin to feel the pressure as the building begins to collapse in on itself. And he goes, Kama? Is that you, Kama?
It's me. It's okay, I'm gonna get you out of here, I promise.
Why are you here? What? You ain't supposed to be here. You're supposed to be home.
I got here. I just know I have to save you.
And then you feel a incredible pressure as the back wall just collapses down upon you and your father. And it feels very real as you You know that you just broke a leg under the weight of this wall. What do you do?
She is bawling her eyes out at this moment. But some part in the back of her brain knows that this event has already played out. And she shuts her eyes. And she's like, says, I need your help. She's thinking back to the crossbow that Sess had given her and trying to hone all of her strength and all of her mind back to that one particular point, back at the grave, as she's reaching out and trying to clench hold of her father. I'm so sorry. I wish I could have been there that day. I wish I could have helped you, but this isn't for me. This time. I shouldn't be here. I can't be here. But I love you so much. And I am so sorry.
What'd you talk about? Come on, where are you going? Wait, I can't see you. Come on, where are you going? I love you, honey. I love you. Please. And then you see the final rubble tumbles out of sight, but you can't feel it anymore. You can't taste the dust anymore. As you blink your eyes once more into the present, and for whatever reason, you are clutching Sess's crossbow with white knuckles around it.
Back.
DM,
Yeah.
how did that all look like to me? Was that like just a second of
Yeah,
like
it was just
our
a
time?
blink of an eye as she was closing her eyes in contemplation. And then you just saw her like go into her bag and like almost frantically grab out your crossbow with her eyes closed. And then she just, once she had it pressed against her chest, that's when her eyes kind of panikedly flutter open.
Sis, you okay? Why did you grab my cross? We're not in danger, are we? Like he says, like start to reach for her gauntlets. Everything okay? Sis?
Yes. I saw him. I saw Dad.
You mean like just now when you were thinking? Are you having a panic attack right now? Is everything okay? We can go somewhere nicer if you need to. Sis, look at me. Look at me, sis. Sis, breathe. Deep breaths now, okay? 1 in, 2 out. Okay? Calm down. Who did you saw Dad?
I saw the moment he died. I saw the shop collapse. I think I saw an ashbringer.
Uh, says like puts her hand to her sister's head to make sure she's not having a fever or anything. You didn't need. I can't. Is this So much I don't fucking know. Listen, do you want to go to a doctor right now? Do you want to go see your professor? Is this...
Oh, okay. I'm okay. It was thanks to you that I'm okay. Thank you.
Okay. So you saw Dad with an Ashbringer. Out of character question, by the way. The Crystal Tower explosion,
Yeah.
Fall of the Crystal Tower obs. That is public knowledge, known to be an Ashbringer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Was there, like,
It was known to be attributed to the Ashbringers as a terrorist attack.
was there anything in the newspapers that like described which Ashbringer
No,
did it?
they
Or was it
never
just...
they never knew which one did it, but
Okay.
it was publicly claimed and blamed on the Ashbringers.
Sis, you sure you... I'm not doubting you, okay? I'm not trying to accuse you or interrogate you. You sure you just weren't overwhelmed? I mean, we just been through a lot, physically and emotionally, before coming here.
I saw her. I did. Blonde woman. Blue eyes, red eyes.
We can... I guess when we go back to Greywall, we could ask House Thrash if there is an Ashbringer like that, or maybe Fruling might know. But listen, okay, whatever you saw, whatever happened, happened. But you're here now, okay? You're safe. There isn't any danger, all right?
Just kind of tired, tired and exhausted, leans her head up against you.
Do you want to go see a professor? Do you want to, is this a side effect of your magic? Is there something else going on?
I think it has to do with it. Maybe I should go talk to her.
Go on, I'll lift you over. We can take one of them fancy carriages up there. Okay? You got to see Dad though, yeah?
Talking about us. Goading about us. It really was him.
Okay, come on. I'll take you to your professor and we need to figure out what's going on, okay? Says is gonna like hoist up her sister, not like pick her, not carry her, but like just like act as like the support under her arms, and they'll like walk to the street and hail a carriage up to the university.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, you guys can head up to the to Moorgrave. Page, you have access via the arcane intelligence to get back to your professor's office. As you approach the door flies open, and you see your elven professor looking out at you with wide eyes. I'm sorry that happened. Come in, come in, come in.
Oh, you know what's going on?
Yes, you told me, of course.
What?
I did. Well, not me, but yeah, me. Just maybe another me.
Does the professor give says a downwards look, like a...
Oh, so you brought your sister. Well, that didn't happen the previous time.
I can already tell. I'll just be in the corner here while you guys sort this out if you need me. It says it's gonna sheepishly back off now.
The temporal vision is that what happened?
It would appear so, triggered by your collected trauma and recently unlocked abilities.
So it lets me see into a different person's past? I don't understand what really happened.
It is, unfortunately, the nature of the beast that it is not clear what or why it is triggered by a particular person. So usually it has to have some connection to you, or perhaps it is just a significant enough temporal anomaly.
I never experienced anything like it.
Well, of course, you've become more powerful since last you left here.
Suppose that's true. Do you think I'd be able to change it?
You do
Do something-
not want to go down that road, little page.
Right.
You become involved with the past, you become tied to it, which means that the past will inherently try to tie you down and realign itself. Did you discover your focus?
It helped me out. I didn't think I was going to be able to, but my sister helped a lot.
Well, I'm glad to hear she's good for something, as opposed to just beating brows.
Doesn't say anything. She just stays in her corner.
It's been very helpful. I don't think I could have made it out without her.
Hopefully in time you will be able to enter and exit with minimal difficulty. You just must be careful that you do not become too involved with the past, because then the past may affect you in turn. Did you experience any injuries while you were there?
I did. It felt like something was crushing me, my leg. She looks at her leg. Is it okay?
It's bruised. It is.
Oh.
It's got lots of bruises on it.
Okay.
It feels fine, but it has lots of bruises. This is why you must be careful. If you become too enamored or deeply involved with the past, you become susceptible to its very happenings. If you would have lingered there longer, you would have very likely died, your entire mental faculties cast into the past and promptly crushed.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know when it'll happen again, but I promise I'll do better next time.
Remember your training page? You are one of my students. You have learned the path of chronothergy, and now you must understand the burden that comes with it. You have a rarely attuned sense of chronotemporality. Accordingly, you must know that such things may very well happen in the future, and to be properly prepared and defended against. Otherwise, I do not wish to find a new student because mine failed to heed simple instructions.
No, I won't let you down. I promise I'll try better. I want to master this.
And she's gonna march over and she's gonna grab you and give you a big hug. And in that moment, you feel yourself getting hugged in an almost infinite number of instances. Like, you can have the briefest sense that you can see yourself and the professor in this room, in different parts of the room, with Cess there and not there, almost into the infinite, before it blinks back to you and her just in that moment. I know it is scary, my little page, and I'm so proud of how far you've come.
Thank you. That means a lot.
I would not have taken you as my student if I did not think you were strong enough to be able to endure The trials of the timeline.
I want to discover more about it, and I want to change things. And she'll kind of look back over to Sass halfway and kind of quickly turn back. She'll nod her head. I'm gonna work extra hard.
She'll squeeze you tight, or she'll squeeze you tighter for a moment and go, "See that you do," and then she'll let go.
Thank you again for your help. I do want to copy a couple of spells while I'm here, but I'll be quick, Sass, so we can get out of here.
I'll stay so I can make sure you get home back, all right?
Okay, and we can just skip over that because
Yeah.
I'll send you a list of stuff.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Says in Paige, awkwardly vibrating in the library.
Yes.
All right, and with that, the after a few hours of Paige writing down spells, Duck World time and training, you all can reconvene for a lightning rail home.
Slams open door. Guys! Duck World is not just full of ducks. There are rides, really expensive food, and all kinds of weird people dressed up as ducks for some reason.
You see
I see.
Larissa covered in Duck World swag.
I thought that was
He's
obvious.
currently holding a giant duck hat in his hand, and under his arm is just a giant ducky, a beanbag. It was all made by someone called Walt Ducky. He was a genius! A genius!
Ain't you've been scaring me since we've been here. Maybe we should take some time off before the next job. Maybe have Lady Ray see if you've taken head damage in the last couple fights.
I don't know what you're talking about. Look at this duck, and I just throw the duck plushie.
Yeah,
at him.
I know. I literally
Takes off his ducky hat and puts it on top of Kaishan's head.
Why is it that whenever we're about to leave, somebody comes back from Duck World?
It is a big attraction here.
It is a magical place.
Of
Yeah.
course it is.
Yeah, like they've got all these rides, which they're not as good as like actual flying, but they make you swirl around really, really fast, and you get really sick, and then sometimes you throw up. It's like pretty cool.
Especially if you've had some of the greasy food that they had there. They have like these really expensive like cheeseburgers and corn dogs and weird desserts on like every corner of the park.
Well, I'm glad that you both had a good time. It sounds like you really enjoyed yourselves.
I am just a little confused. Did you get souvenirs back for everybody back in Greywall like I did?
What?
Just points to the plushie he threw at you.
Okay, cool. I'm assuming that's for the Trixias. She Kobe's it back to him. All right, come on. Let's hope we're not over a checked baggage.
took
limit
me
for the
like-
train.
That took me like 20 tries to get. I swear that ring toss game was completely busted.
You know you can like buy those, right? Like they try to trick kids and think they can get it for cheaper, but you can just go
But,
to the gift shop.
Like,
down
why
the
would you
lane.
buy it? You could get it for cheaper. You just have to win.
Did you get it for
Exactly.
cheaper? Did you get it for cheaper?
Well, I didn't pay
Who
for
do I
it.
know?
All the money I used was fake.
Okay, so we're not gonna come back to Sean for a little bit in case Paint ended up on a wanted poster. So let's go, everyone on the train, let's go.
All right. But yeah, you can all get aboard the train and head back to Greywall. You'll arrive back. It's I think it was a day and a half, so it'll be the night and 2 days. Does anybody have any last thoughts they want to do on the train with each other before you return?
Two things.
Okay, yeah.
One, would have asked how the trip to the grave went.
Oof. All right.
Oh,
I'm assuming that's an open thing for the group to hear too, yeah? Wouldn't
Yeah.
you?
That probably would have been after the Duck World excitement, just been like, "Oh, by the way, how was your visit to your parents' grave?"
I. Hmm.
They're doing just about as well as we left them. It was nice though.
I'm
Paige,
glad to hear.
do you want to tell them about what happened and what your professor told you? If you don't, it's fine. I'm sure they understand.
You're right. We said we weren't gonna keep any secrets. I don't mind telling. Uh, and for the sake of brevity, I'll probably say she summed up what happened.
Wait,
Hey,
so
Temporal visions.
you can time travel?
Well, not exactly. I could
That
see
must
bits of it, but
that must have been awful. I'm I'm sorry you had to see all that.
Prue's gonna stand up and kind of walk over to the two cats, who I assume are sitting next to each other for now, and is
yeah.
just going to embrace them both in a big hug without
Aw.
saying a word, and just kind of give them a nice squeeze both before going back and sitting back down on the opposite side.
Paige wide-eyed.
Borrow a
Oh,
titty embrace.
I think the words we're trying to look for right now are thank you, and nothing worse than that.
yes, thank you. But something I'm learning to master, and I think that was just one part of it. It definitely helped me say something I wouldn't have been able to, and I think it'll lead us more to what happened that day with the Ashbringers.
Paige,
That
is
is
is this something that you've been working towards to learn, or is this like a inherent ability that you're learning to better control?
I guess a mix of both. I want to learn to be able to control time magic. Suppose this is part of what comes with it. Guess my
I
professor said.
know
Hmm?
I know that I'm not really in a position to ask, considering that I will never fully understand what it is that you two have gone through, but what is it that you want to achieve with this time magic, these abilities?
Guess I've never really said it out loud. I've really only spoken it to myself. I want to be able to be in better control of my future. Our future, she'll gesture to Cess. I know I spent most of my life being protected. I want to be able to protect too, and know that if something bad happens that I can change it, that I can fix whatever's coming.
hindsight is a powerful tool, especially if you have hindsight before the sight actually happens.
It,
Happened a times when we've been able to battle, I've been able to change something bad to something good. I hope to.
Really? Like when?
There have been some times where an enemy has hit you guys really, really hard, but I made sure that that didn't happen.
Oh, that's quite useful. Is,
it,
this is
it
part of
is.
chronomancy or
It,
divination?
chronomancy, yes.
I do want to ask now that everyone's paying attention and your teacher isn't here to judge me. Are you sure you want to keep doing this kind of magic? Like, don't get me wrong. It's clear that it's saved our bacon more than once, but I'm sure you could be just as effective studying anything else. I mean, the what happened to you after your last temporal vision. Like, you actually got bruised, and I'm just saying, Professor be damned, you could pick a safer route. I mean, plenty of people just fling fireballs for a living.
No, that's
I,
not what she wants, though. And
I,
besides, a bruise is a lesson learned, isn't it?
I asked her, Paint.
I mean, we have to get a little roughed up for what we want, right? I mean, you know that better than all of us.
Says, like, bites her lip and looks away. Cable can't say anything back to that.
Paige,
Yeah.
Paige, I, I think I don't understand your kind of magic, and I don't know how it can be learned and wielded and applied, but I think I have to give you something that my mom taught me. A pearl of wisdom, if you will.
Huh?
Um, when you're protecting somebody, you have to anticipate and prepare for everything. But you also have to remember that you can't control everything either.
She kind of looks down a little bit and twiddles her thumbs a bit.
Looks at Jubilee, just like squinty eye a bit.
I know, and I know that there's limitations to what I can do.
I just don't, with a world of infinite, quite literally infinite possibilities for you, I, I don't want you to lose sight of what's in front of you.
That's that's great advice. No, I
But I'm,
understand.
with
To be
everything
fair,
that
we haven't been really setting the best example considering I made a deal for Ghost. You're currently wielding an evil phase sword, and this one keeps throwing themselves into danger with their fists.
To be fair,
if
we're all throwing ourselves in danger, so I'd like to abstain from this example.
No, that is
I
exactly my point, is
was,
that we're all throwing ourselves in front of danger, and we're telling this one here to be cautious. We're not really
I'm not
saying that word, but
saying to not take risks. I'm not saying to not use the power that she clearly has because it is helpful. And if she wants to use it, by all means, she absolutely should. I'm just saying I don't want her to lose sight. And I think it's really unfair for you to lump my situation in with yours because I didn't cheaply sell my soul to the first person that came knocking.
Okay,
don't know where you got
I'm
that, but okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and order the food. Kai Shen, big guy, you want anything special?
No, I have to make sure that people do not come to blows.
Paige,
It's nothing like that, huh? Yes?
given the given the feelings that can happen under these situations, would you mind if I borrowed your ear for a moment in private?
Yes, of course. I don't mind.
And they'll kind of stand up and open the door and gesture for Paige first.
Paige will awkwardly shift and kind of ears down, awkwardly shift between everyone as she walks out.
I'll let you guys talk, but I do want to talk to Jubilee to talk about that comment she made.
Okay. Um, so Fru would kind of just do what they did a bit as well. And they probably honestly probably would take you like over to not the dining car, but like the drinking car, if there is a difference. And is going to order a whiskey on the rocks and offer for anything that Paige would want.
Just excuse me. Um, just just water for right now is fine. Thank you.
Some heavy stuff you've got going on there.
It's quite a long day. I still feel him. You know? It's
Hmm.
it's strange.
Have you ever thought about going back and changing what happens that day?
Whereas I have a million times, more than a million times, I've thought about it over and over and about how things would be different. Thought about the different possibilities, the different outcomes, and where I would be now if none of that happened.
But you don't. You don't change it. I'm not saying that you should. Do not worry. I just. Was this the first time that you were able to see your father's last moments?
This was my first time. I'd always imagined it, but this was real. I know what I saw, and I know that's what happened.
It's a horrible thing to see the life fade from your loved one's eyes.
Kind of buries her hands in her face.
No, dear, it's okay. I know it's. I know the pain can feel like it's more than you can bear, but the reason I brought you out here was to give you the chance to do just that. Is that what you saw is something that would claim the sanity of a regular person? Something I know all too well. But it is strong of you to move forward, knowing that you are still yourself. You are still yourself. Yes.
Yeah, I am. I know. I feel like I could change the past, but I know that's what it is. It is the past, and I want to work forward in changing my future. Making sure that you and everyone, and especially Sus, is okay and safe and happy, because I know you've been through things too. I don't want you to feel sad.
The persons that felt sad about that moment died on the day that they died. But the sentiment is still very well received.
I'm sorry about your losses as well. It seems that you carry a really heavy burden with you.
For better or worse, I believe I've left that behind, but even still, There are some days when I think back on the person that I was before, and I think, what would I have done if I had another chance to right the wrongs, to protect those dear to me? And it is a harmful thing to put yourself through.
Are you saying you wouldn't change your past if you had the opportunity to?
In a way, I would want nothing more than to change the past. Until the job is done. Until the job is done, I won't spare such thoughts.
I know that how you feel about the sacred flame. And I want to do my best to help you reach your end goal too with the Ashbringers. So that even though the past isn't different, that we'd at least make a new future.
They look upwards and just kind of stare for a moment. And just silently you see 2 or 3 tears just kind of start to fall down their face. They're going to reach their hand out around Paige and kind of like bring them in and just nudge their head onto Paige's head and just sit there for a moment.
He just starts bawling at that point, just crying into them.
If Paige is crying, then honestly, Fru would probably start crying more like seriously too.
Hugging him.
I just I sent this to Paint a bit ago, but my whole goal with all of you kids is to make sure that you don't have to go through the hell that I've gone through. And seems like you've gone through your fair share of hell. In many ways.
I think we all have, but I think we'll be okay. I really think we'll be okay together.
One day, when I put all this revenge business behind, I hope to be able to feel at home with the person that I was once more. I think that he would like.
Thank you, Perling. Thank you for letting me talk to you about this.
Of course. I'm always here to talk if you need it. Fru will stay at the bar, but will gesture that Paige is free to leave at any time.
Actually gonna order a drink.
Ooh. Shirley Temple. Make it a double.
She doesn't know what to order. She'll just order something that sounds cute.
Apple spritzer would be a good idea for someone that does not have much experience.
Yeah, I'll try that. Her nose looking like an actual apple with how red it is. But yeah, she'll spend the rest of the time drinking and chatting with Verling.
Okay.
All right.
So there's a couple like big three-way arguments that are wanting to happen. Paint wants to talk to Jubilee, and Cess wants to talk to Paint with Jubilee present. How would you guys like to divide that up?
I mean, as soon as Paige and Drew were out of the room, I was quickly just going to turn to Jubilee and go, "What exactly did you mean by that last comment?"
All right, I guess we're doing this now.
Shannon says, just, getting comfortable.
Yep. Larissa looking at the scenery go by.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry that it came out so bluntly and angrily, but I'm not sorry that we're finally going to have this conversation. Hey, I just have a really simple question for you, if you don't mind answering it. The day that you lost Cliff, who saved you that day?
Leans back and thinks. From what I recall, 3 of you took me to a church, and the church helped exorcise it. Helped whatever was affecting Cliff. And then Cliff was able to move on after that. Did not sell my soul to him, as you said. Simply a kid looking to help another.
I'm not talking about Cliff. Who saved you that day?
It was a Hearth Mother. Like I said, 3 of you took me to the Church of the Sacred Flame. I am grateful for that. And then while at the Sacred Flame, the Hearth Mother came and helped purge an evil spirit, purify me so I can move on.
It wasn't the Hearth Mother that saved you that day. It was us.
Did
We
you not
did.
just hear me say that the 3 of you took me to the church and I am grateful?
We fought Cliff.
I understand that. And I am grateful for it.
We destroyed him for you. Because
I
we
am not
care about you.
belittling that.
The Hearth Mother did nothing but come back to pick your bones clean. We beat Cliff so you could start living for yourself.
Do you not think I am?
No, I don't. Because ever since then, you've still been acting with similar mannerisms. Paint, you confided in me that you didn't want to prank. You didn't want to be a playboy flirt or whatever. That was Cliff. That was his idea of what a popular noble should be like. And
I am still trying to find myself. But the reason I act like that is because I know no other way. And as I continue to move on, I will continue to act different and change as I do so. It is not a simple switch that gets flicked, Jubilee. Things like this take time.
It's also not an excuse. I'm just gonna put that down and leave that there. Sorry, go ahead.
And it is one of the
just
reasons why I've been thinking recently. And I am close to making a decision on something I am thinking of. And while we are being honest, do you know what I want to do? What I myself want to do since the day that I was able to separate myself from Cliff?
What is that?
I have wanted to help those less fortunate than I have been wanting to help people, and all I have done since is do nothing more than be another corporate cog in a machine. And that is why the more I continue working with you, the more I think it might be time that I soon leave.
Leave? What? What do you mean leave?
I've been working on setting up an orphanage to where I can actually do what I want. Where not only can I find myself, but I can find those less fortunate than I and help them build a better future. And I can't do that if I continue to stick with this group. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate all that you've done, and I will eternally be grateful, and I will always be here for all of you if ever you need my help. But I feel the more that I stick with this group, I'll never be able to do what I truly want.
Are you saying that what we do, what we've all been doing, isn't good enough? This isn't me being spiteful for once either. I understand the need to want to do good, especially in a world like ours where, it feels like everyone's to sell each other for like 2 cents, for 2 silver. But we make do. Before we worked with you guys, while I was doing my job and Paige was working at the university, we took care of our community. And even after, I've been working with Lady Ray at food drives. There's no reason to say that you can't run your orphanage with Lady Ray and, you know, keep doing the good you've been doing here to pay the bills.
Perhaps, but everything that I've seen from this group, the jobs that are being done by this group, whether done by some shady organization that I don't fully trust, or helping a corporate family build a super vehicle, weapon, whatever, I'm not sure. It definitely doesn't leave a good taste in my mouth. It's not something I want to be doing.
We've also only ever done 3 jobs. And to be fair, it's not like there wasn't good involved in them either. You take what you can get. In addition Okay, let's put aside the whole goodwill reasoning. I feel like there's no progress in that. Are you sure, in good conscience, because you were just talking about, are you sure in good conscience that you should leave? Because you were just talking about how you're still figuring that out. Isn't it kind of dangerous to go out there a clean slate with anything impressing you? If you're still doing the same behavior that you yourself described as bad, are you sure that's such a good idea? When that's all you know?
The more
Shouldn't you
I
stick
am
around?
with this group, the more that behavior will come naturally to me. I want to get away from all of this.
So you wouldn't learn anything good with us either? You haven't
No, I'm
learned
saying
anything?
when I'm staying with you, I get memories and itches to go back to how I was when I first met all of you. And I'm not saying this group is bad. I am just saying I need to find my own path on my own. I can't. I can't keep. I need to do this. I need to find my own path by my own. Do what I need to do so I can find myself. But I am not saying this group is bad. I'm not saying any of you are bad. I will always be grateful for all of you, and I will consider you all my friends forever. If ever you need me, you can come and find me, but I don't think I want to be a part of this team for much longer.
Is no team now after what we talked about today, okay? Um no conversation, no debate, just this is what's happening.
It is my life. You gave me the option
Yeah, and
to
you
do what
walk
I want with my life,
you also
with
walked into
no
ours.
restrictions, with no one telling me what to do.
I'm sorry, were we ordering you around? And if you want to leave this team, as you put it, I won't stop you from making choices with bad wording. I don't really know what else to say, to be honest. I'm worried. I'm more worried than I am angry. You do not seem like you're in the right headspace to be on your own. But I can't hold you here. You know, the same way I couldn't stop you from entering our lives and making changes, I can't stop you from leaving it, I guess. I just,
I still want to be friends with all of you.
that's great. That's fantastic that you want to be all buddy, chummy after leaving the team. My point is, I don't think it's a good idea because you're not in the proper headspace. If you have learned nothing with us in terms of good behavior, you're still repeating the same bad behavior, and you want to go out and explore more, you're doing that without anyone to help take care of you, without anyone for you to fall back on if you find yourself doing the same behavior again, or worse off, finding out even worse behavior to do. You understand that, right? Like that is a very legitimate concern I have.
You know the building that I will be in? It's not far from the manor. I'll
And
have the church to help me as well as the Hearth Mother
you
as well.
you say that
But
we bring up bad memories with our presence, but you're down the street from us. But
I
it's
still want to be
mind.
friends with you. I just don't want to do this job anymore. I want to do what I want. And what I want to do is simply just help others in a way that I found that I can. and working on these jobs with you, I feel like I'm not helping people as well as I can be. I didn't want to bring this up yet. Sort of just came out.
Well, you need to think over your words for a bit because you made it seem like it's a whole lot more than just wanting to do a different line of work. Oh, well, whatever. I don't. If that's what you want, then, I already said my piece. Sure, everyone else will have something to say when they get back, including the people here. They have a chance to. Assuming they'd want to.
Far be it from me, this cog, to tell you how to live your life. But I'm not about to sit here and listen to you judge my ambitions. You're welcome to do whatever you want, Paint. Because you're right, we gave you this life. No strings attached. Unlike your kindly patron. You do what you want. But don't you for 1 second imply that we aren't good enough for you.
Hey,
I never said that.
listen.
All I did was say that I wanted time away.
You didn't just say that. You gotta figure out how to use your words properly. Lady Ray will make sure that you don't learn the wrong things, I guess. Just make sure you don't. Make
Oh
sure you
yeah, I'm
figure
sure
out how
she'll
to.
be a great instructor for social skills.
Yeah. Listen, I think our tickets afforded us a couple other rooms if we needed it. So, maybe we should give you some space, Paint. I think I know of another room we can hang out in. Kai, could you find Fru and Paige? I think they went down towards the dining and drinking cots. Could you tell them that we'll be in another room?
He stands up and looks at you guys and looks back at Pain and looks at you guys and goes, "Are you certain you will remain civil in my absence?"
Haint wouldn't want to do something on his family's train. Juby wouldn't want a constant incident between their two families. Looks at Larissa just staring out the window this whole time.
What?
She's Larissa, and
Yeah, that's me.
as much as I like punching stuff, I wouldn't want to punch someone I thought was a friend. So we'll be in the room across the hall. I think that one's still empty.
Noted. I will inform them accordingly.
Come on,
Kaushin will
Juby.
head off.
Come on, Juby. We can just unwind in the next room and not think in silence. Larissa, you're more than happy to come with us, but you seem to. This might be one of the last times you get with Paint, so if you want to talk to him some more.
You're fun. And then she just kind of turns around.
I will not get used to that. Come on, Juby. And she's sort of like, like not grabbing her by the arm, just grabs her by like her bicep to like lift her up, to encourage her to lift up, and we should be somewhere else to lick our wounds.
Juby is gonna open her mouth as if to say something else because just her being her, she kind of feels like she has to get the last word in. But she'll correct herself, close her mouth, and follow Sess.
All right. Paint, you are left alone in your room.
Is Larissa with them?
Yeah, Larissa said you were fun and then turned around and followed you guys.
Oh, that's what I thought you meant turn on, like she turned around to look at the window. Okay,
No.
Just sit down on the bed. Oh. Earth Mother, give me guidance. I don't know what I am doing. All I know is I do simply need to... All I want is to help people. And I feel like I can do so better away from this group. But it is not that I hate this group. I love these people. They have saved me, and they have supported me through everything. But they act as if I spit in their food, simply because I wish to not do these jobs anymore. Jubilee. I see her, and all I can think about are the many years I have had Cliff inside my head. What trouble I have caused all of them, I do not know. But clearly, it makes them upset. For that, I do not know how I can apologize or how I can atone. Simply, I can add this to another mistake, that is, my confused transition to my own life. May time heal this wound, perhaps, for I still wish to leave well in terms with them, so that we part as friends and not as enemies. But the more I step away, the more I fear the bridge burns with every footstep that I take, and I do not wish to see it go so.
You you see one of the mage lights in the car kind of flickers silver, and you just feel yourself kind of wrapped in a big, just warm energy, but there is no voice or actions at this time. But it does feel like you're getting a nice, flaming, snuggly hug.
You comfort me, Earth Mother, and I do appreciate so. But I would ask a simple favor, if you could, is to help them as well. They deal with powers in much their own way, ones I have no right to judge because of my own past. But I feel they also need guidance.
The flame kind of flickers for a bit and then glows a bit stronger.
Thank you, Earth Mother. Paint will lay down and simply just take a long nap.
Okay. Kaishin eventually goes up to Paige and Fru and informs them that Paint has had a falling out with Jubilee and Cess, and that for the duration of the train ride, you all are going to be staying in a different car.
Ha.
Ooh.
Things didn't feel that tense when we
Something-
left.
Yeah, something definitely feels off. I wonder what happened.
He said he wanted to leave the group and go off and start an orphanage or something.
That doesn't exactly surprise me.
Says,
Paint?
says he does not like corporate work anymore.
I think he blames himself for a lot of what has gone wrong. Then in reality, it is just the world that has dealt him a poor hand.
Jubilee has a great degree of accrued animosity towards them. Just keep that in mind when you interact with her.
Should we go talk to them?
Gachin shrugs and goes, I will ensure that any conversations remain civil.
Shin, you're always very helpful. But I don't know. Maybe we should give them their space. Did this just happen?
Yes.
What?
Your sister and Jubilee became very heated as well.
Emotions are too high today.
I would like to stop by first thing in the morning. But they deserve their space.
I agree. I think we all just need to rest.
I'm glad to see your new policy of emotional openness is going over so well.
Oh,
Maybe
you
it was
know,
a little too much at first.
I think that that's a part of a symptom of why we need to be open about this from the very start. That's the idea that I think Seth was trying to push through. Be that the fact that we bottled up all these feelings and animosity towards each other, it led to a unhelpful conclusion.
I'm guilty of it too, but I think this is the hurdle that we needed to get through. Eh, We'll be okay on the other side, though. I'm sure of it.
So be it.
That kid's going to be the death of himself.
All right. Is there anything that anybody wants to do or say before you guys return to Greywall?
Would it be on the following day?
Yeah, this has just kind of happened over the course of the train ride, so
Right.
you can arrive there whenever.
I think before they arrive, Brew would want to have a one-on-one with Paint.
Okay.
But like, I think they would want to be there. They would probably slip in while Paint is sleeping,
Mhm.
and is kind of just going to wait for them to wake up.
Okay. All right. So you're there when Paint wakes up.
That's
That didn't
enough, you
go.
know.
No. So, that didn't go well, did it?
No. It did not.
Are you blaming yourself for it?
I've never been really too good with words. thoughts.
Are you blaming yourself for it? Because it sounds like you are.
I could have definitely phrased things better.
So you are blaming yourself for it.
A little.
A little. Is there anybody else to blame? In your eyes?
No. But just because I blame myself a little doesn't mean I have to blame someone else a ton.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I say it because I know that you, purely based off of our conversation yesterday, I seem to get the idea that you like to say that all the misery that you feel is in fact your fault. And judging by the fact that me asking this question led you to say, well, multiple times, that is how you feel.
What is it that you want? Are you also wanting to yell at me?
No, I do not wish to yell at you whatsoever. I told you, I wish for your happiness. If you believe that you'd be happier not with these people, then so be it. That is your decision to make. However, how do you feel about leaving them behind? How do you feel knowing that they could go across the world onto some dangerous mission and never come back to see you again?
Well, that makes me feel terrible. But I also know they are strong.
They are strong.
I have no doubt they would do well. I suppose I am simply... I am upset that they are upset. I don't want to live forever without them. I simply wish for time of my own. Not only to help find myself, but to do what I think is right and do what I want to do. Of course I'm going to be sad that I am leaving my friends. But I think that is what is best for me. And I know that they can do well without me. I don't
Now,
want to lose them forever.
you do know that the anger that I have felt towards you, from what I have heard, I have not been briefed on the situation, is because they care about you.
I know. I don't deserve it, honestly.
You don't deserve it. Okay, we're getting into self-deprecation again. Why don't you deserve their affection?
I'm nothing but a mess that causes trouble. They took it upon themselves to take in such a mess.
Who
Why,
told
I
you
don't
that
know.
you are a mess that causes nothing but trouble? Was it the spirit that was co-inhabiting your body? Have you internalized that?
No, the spirit did not say such things. The spirit wanted to use me as a puppet, but it did not say such things about me. I simply just have looked back at my actions and see all the trouble that I have caused, all the drama that is there, all the needless hurt.
Listen, not about to tell you to not go your own way. I said yesterday that I would go my own way in a heartbeat if I felt that it would be more advantageous to my goals. It is not my place to be hypocritical in that way. I purely wish to make sure that you know that voice in your head that tells you that you are a mistake, that you are a jinx, is is telling you lies. It's it's not real. It's the feelings that you have with others. They're real. And I purely, from the bottom of my heart, want you to know these people care. Whether or not you're a mistake, a jinx, a screw up, or anything of the sort, you are dear. They care so much. I've seen that over the last few weeks. I hope you can see it too.
I will never forget the kindness they've shown me, and the freedom that they granted me. I will always love them for it. But
They
I want to
saved you,
use that
didn't they?
freedom. I want to use that freedom. Sorry, say again, I missed that last part.
I said, they saved you, didn't they?
In more ways than one. But this, but that, I can't seem to say anything but.
You keep saying but to devalue your feelings, are you not?
I know that I am unwell, and I hope to heal, and I feel I can't heal while doing some of these jobs. But I do feel I can heal doing what I can to help those in my own way. I've told you about my project. There's no killing in that. No corporate espionage. No politics. Just simply me helping those small and in need.
You know, back at home I have an orphanage as well.
I heard.
The kids mean everything. It's their future.
I was one of those kids for a while, but I didn't have a home. I didn't have an orphanage. And I had such bad things happen to me. And I want to prevent those things from happening to others. I know I could do those.
People all work in different ways. I do these corporate jobs, these espionages, these horrible things, partially to secure their future. It's not for everybody, but we
It's
do
not
what we
for
have
me.
to. Listen, Paint. Can I speak to Paint also? I want to see the person that I first met. Not the not the shadow of a boy.
Do you want me or do you want
I want
the
Paint.
me I want to be?
Whoever Paint is to you. I want that.
Turns hair from the cotton candy pink into more of a silky blue once more. The ears elongate to that of an elven face. Still a bit wary about themselves, but they grow much taller from their seat on the bed and start to look down at Fru.
Fru's going to get up, walk over, and sit beside Paint, and is just going to hug them very tightly, same kind of bear hug, and just whisper in their ear, "Shine, darling, like I know you can." Gives you a tight squeeze, and then stands up and walks out of the room.
As you do, he says, "You're a good hugger. Be sure to give them plenty more. They will need them."
I will. Do not worry. And I'll exit.
Okay. Um, with that, shortly thereafter, you all arrive back at the giant walls of Greywall and pull into the station and file off the train in turn. Um, and as you head to your big mansion that you've been away from now for a few days, you definitely have some things to think about. um, but we will continue just for a little bit longer so I can give you a little treat to get you guys ready for next time. So as you return to the mansion, you see Lily opens the door for you all, and she's got some tea and some cookies and little snacks already ready for you all. And she goes, "Welcome home, everyone. How was Sharn?" And she looks at all your faces. "Oh, cheese."
We went to Duck World.
Duck World, wow. Those lyrics.
Woohoo!
Well, here's some snacks and
What
some
time is it,
tea.
brother?
I'll take your stuff and put it away.
Thank you, Lily, as always.
Okay. Nothing's really changed. I haven't seen Sylvana much while you've been gone. She's been in her room, but she has occasionally come for some snacks. But if you could check on her, it'd probably be pretty good.
Okay, let us all collectively go to Sylvana's room. Like one big team. Come on.
Are you sure? I mean, I don't want to overwhelm her. You know, all
One
of
of
us
us
barging in on her.
Nah. Trust me. This will totally go. Okay, yeah, you make a good point. I can go. Anyone else want to come?
Yeah, I'll say hello.
Okay, that's two. Anyone else want to come check in on Sylvana?
Oh, I was muted. Yes, I want to come too. I was gonna go.
Yeah, I was like,
This is
damn, Paige with the
No,
chilly cold
I
blood.
definitely said I was gonna come, but I was
You
muted.
sure you want to come, sis? Are you absolutely
I
sure?
definitely am. Yes.
You wouldn't want to leave Sylvana alone? Anyways.
So it's like, we're not bringing everybody, except, alright, we're bringing half of everybody.
Yeah.
That'll be easy to stomach. Anybody else? If not, it's just us three. Going once.
I'll get my things unpacked.
You'll go? Okay, Paint.
You're literally just not bringing the NPCs in through.
Oh, Lily, before we head up, we have a new addition. Is there a spare room?
Hey! Oh, you got another one!
Yeah, this is Larissa. I guess she's gonna be staying with us for a while.
Aren't you, like, totally the cutest? And she runs up and grabs Lily and swishes her around in the air. Hello!
That's Lily. Please don't manhandle our maid, please.
I believe that is called sexual harassment in the workplace, so, don't. Unless Lily likes it. Lily, do you like being called cute?
Oh, just put me down, put me down!
Okay, put it down, put it down, put it down, put it down!
Okay. I just want to know, you're, like, super cute, so I look forward to, like, dressing you up in, like, a lot of little outfits. Oh, what happened to the others? Are they gone?
Oh god, that's right, there's so many of us
Magnolia
now.
and your two maids.
Yeah,
I think Maggie's gonna be staying and Sharn for a little bit. I requested that, instead of serving under me, I think she could do better, working for herself. So, she's gonna be working with my parents for a little bit till she gets on her own 2 feet.
Gotcha. Well, okay. I'll show this one to one of their rooms. And Lily will proceed off. So the four of you, the OG party, if you will, goes to Sylvana's room, which actually... Where are you going first? Sylvana technically has a room, but she was staying with Jubilee. So which do you go to first?
well, Lily said Sylvana's room, yeah? And that's probably where she keeps all of equipment, too, yeah?
Okay, so you're gonna go to her official room?
Yeah.
Sure.
She's not there, it's like 2 rooms down, yeah, the Jubilees.
Yeah. As you go up and just knock on her door or something, or are you gonna say something?
I'm debating, like, if for comedic purposes, we pull Timmy's dad and just says, we respect your independence, but as your family, we're kicking the door down anyway. No, it says it'll knock on the door if the party's fine with that.
Okay. You see the door cracks ever so slightly open, and you see, like, one of Sylvana's eyes, which is very, very baggy, and oh, sis, yeah, you're back. Just give me one moment to get ready.
Yeah, still. Oh, okay. We'll close the door. You take your time getting ready. She says closes
Wait,
the
what's
door
happening?
flustered.
Is she okay?
Yeah, she's fine. She's fine. She's just in her
She wasn't expecting company.
yeah, that's the right words for it.
So you just wait a couple minutes, and then she will very quickly slide out of her room and slam it shut. And she's wearing her, her tunic and everything, but she looks very bedraggled. Like she probably hasn't slept or eaten much in the last several days. Her eyes are a little wild, but she's holding a box of stuff.
Hi, Sylvana. We're back.
Did you get any sleep? Sorry, Juby.
She blinks a couple times. Paige, one of the things you notice about her is it's ever so slight, but she seems to glitch every so often. Just very minor fractals around her form. Not like what you saw in the arena, but a very diminished version of that. And she goes, "No, Joe, yes, I'm fine. I was working on some things. For when you return, I made presents."
Okay. We have some tea. We can go downstairs. We can breathe. Maybe, put you in a seat that gets some natural sunlight. Does that sound good?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I've been very busy, and I just haven't had much time to be around other people, and I've got your stuff, for now that you're back. I made sure to work on things. You all mean a lot to me, and I would just want you all to know that, of course.
Says is going to grab Sylvana by the arm and then, through sheer barbarian strength, grab the rest of the party and just sort of pull Sylvana into a group hug. Paint, it is optional for you. You are not in the arm, but if you'd like to be, the hand is outstretched.
Yeah, they'll join.
Okay. She definitely shudders a lot when you guys hug her. And you feel like just the slightest amount of static electricity coming off of her.
So both the cats have floofy fur now. Okay,
Yep.
noted.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I just really missed you all. It was hard not having anybody around.
Breathe.
Lily was doing her own things.
Breathe. In. Yeah, Paige, come on.
We kept you so long, but we're really happy to see you again.
Her eyes are kind of bloodshot and stuff, but she looks. It's really good to see you all again. I have presents.
Okay, come on, let's come downstairs, get a nice cup of warm tea into you, and you can give out your presents, okay?
As you escort her downstairs, she will, very shakily have some tea. And she continues to glitch just as she is having it and stuff, and then she goes, "I'm sure that you have a lot of things to say about what it was like back in Sharn and on the airships and everything, but I need you all to see what I've created."
Is there sort of Arcana check that I can?
Sure.
Okay. Ugh, 12.
Yeah, she's glitching. It's definitely, she got magic energy about her, but beyond that, it's not super clear. Sylvana always just has so much magical static around her as an artificer. So she reaches into the box, and first she takes out a pen, and she holds it in front of Paint quite proudly. It is. Do you remember those pens when you were a kid that had the different things you'd push down? And it would be one was blue, one was red, one was black, and stuff.
I loved buying those.
It's literally one of those, but magical.
Crack pen.
She goes, I thought that this would work for your art that you've been working on. I remember the posters that you were doing. And so I thought that this would give you much more consolidated variety. You wouldn't have to waste as much time.
Paint's eyes sparkle as they look at it, and they start pushing all the different buttons down. My God, this is amazing. Why has no one ever thought of this before? You are an absolute genius and a gift to this world.
You're too kind, Paige. You're too kind. For Jubilee, I have this. I managed to harness an ice method core, and I used the mote of its energy to create this cooling stone. You could put it in your bourbon, and it will always chill it, but it won't water it down at all.
That's amazing. It's That's great. Thank you.
And then, Cess, I made you these for the next time that you're in the fort. I know that it gets really hot in there, so I managed to rip the mode out of a fire method, and then I combined it with an ice method so that it would constantly give you protection from the heat of the flame, but also cool your hands. And it's a pair of gloves.
I'll be thinking of you holding my hands when I use them, alright?
Did she just snort?
This says like Blush smiles back at her because Dorky laugh was way too fucking cute.
And Paige, I technically I didn't bring it down here because I've already installed it in the library, but I took an air method and I ripped out its moat core and I used that to create a preservation system for the books so that like moths and other aging things won't hit them, so they'll always be fresh.
So very kind of you. Really, you shouldn't have done all of this.
Oh, it's nothing, you know. You all mean so much to me, and I don't, you know, I didn't want you to think that I was ungrateful and that you should just like abandon me or anything. So I felt like it'd be very helpful to give you little trinkets and memorials and mementos.
Oh, please, these two talk too much about you to ever think about abandoning you. As he says, pointing at Cess and Paige.
Wait, Sylvan, you thought that we'd abandon you?
She kind of blushes and stuff, and Paige, you notice that she glitches extra hard. No, no. Of course I didn't think you abandoned me. No, it's just there was nobody else here, and I didn't want you to think that I had the wrong idea about things.
Jubilee's gonna walk up to her and just, you know, she's sitting down,
Yeah,
right?
she's sitting down right now.
She'll just kneel in front of her and take her hands and say, I'm so sorry that we made you feel that way. We just thought that after everything, you'd want a little break from the chaos that's us. But we're not going anywhere.
I'm so sorry, Sylvana.
No, it's fine. It's nothing. It's just gets yeah. I understand. I'm grown up. It's just how it is. I'm just happy you're all back. I do have to talk to you about something, Jubilee, but that can wait for now. But I'd like to do it before you go back to your room.
That's fine. We can talk.
I can't wait to hear about all of your adventures.
Well, I kind of regret not bringing you because you would have loved it. We fought a whole bunch of elementals.
Oh, that sounds delightful. There's so much potential usage out of them.
We'll have to bring Kairos over sometime because he could tell you all about this project that his family's working on about using the thunder elementals to power up some huge machine. I don't fully understand it. I'm not relaying it very well, but I think you would find it really fascinating.
I would love
Maybe
to
not
hear about that.
May want to be careful with that. He may flirt with her. Are we worried about that, or is that a thing of the past now?
I'd be more worried about Sylvana looking at a ship. That hunk of junk would break her fucking heart.
Yeah, Yeah, she could definitely, Sylvana, you would definitely take one look at that ship and suggest some modifications, but
This gizmo fell on my head while I was sleeping. I don't know exactly what it does. It just pulls out a random piece of machinery.
Oh,
Uh,
interesting.
hope it wasn't important to the ship.
Oh, I'm I'm sorry for keeping you guys been traveling a long time. Please settle in. Juby, I'd like to go just have a little talk with you.
yeah, that's fine. Um, we'll be right back, everyone.
Just turn to Sess and Paige real quick and be like, "You cannot leave that person alone."
She just Sylvana and Juby have left at this point, right?
Yeah.
Looks at Payne and goes, she went through a pretty traumatic event, and like it or not, we became her anchor after that. Just happened that way. Her reacting like this kind of makes sense.
I know a
Maybe
lot
the
about.
party does need a therapist. Hold on, I could get that
Yeah,
included
you may
as
want to
tax
call
write-offs.
them. That's probably a good idea. I know a thing or two about anchors, and I know that they can't entirely be healthy. But it's even worse if they're without their anchor for too long. I don't know. I don't know how this shit works. Probably call up a therapist. All I know is that shit ain't healthy.
Yeah,
And if I
probably
can
see
point that
about-
out, everyone else can.
I'll probably take Savannah to get some daylight into it too. The Paige can tell you staying inside all the time isn't exactly the best.
Her ears are like drooped. Doesn't really say anything. She's so
Drew just
upset.
kind of walks in on the scene. It's like, so, how's she doing?
Gives a so-so sign with their hand.
I'm sure she'll do all right in the end.
As you go upstairs, so Jubilee, Savannah's gonna stand in front of the door to your room for a second. She's like, okay, so I didn't want to bring this up in front of everyone, but I there was some damage caused to your room, and I fixed it. I mended it all, but I just wanted you to be aware that just I don't know what happened, but uh, it needed to be fixed. Um,
Okay.
and you go inside, and your room looks just like you left it, except you see hairline cracks on like all of the furniture and everything, and it all appears to have been magically resealed together, but it has all been fractured, as if somebody was taking like an axe to all of it.
I mean, it looks like everything's still standing.
Yep.
Is Sylvana is was this from your crafting, or did something else happen?
No, I told you I have bad nightmares when I'm alone, so I think it had something to do with that. But don't worry, it's all fixed. And I'm happy you're back. She gives you a big hug.
Juby will hug her back and again just apologize. Just I'm so sorry that you were alone, and that wasn't right of us to do that. Not when you needed us. But it's gonna be okay. If if I can ask, and you don't have to answer. You don't have to talk about it, but I'm a little worried if these are the sorts of things that happen while you're dreaming. So I feel inclined to ask, but what what do you see when you have these dreams? Do you think it's something we should, look into?
No. It should be fine. It should be fine. I'm working through it.
Silvana,
I've idle hands, they say.
Silvana, we want to help you. And I don't mean just being a source of, you know, rest and comfort for you. If we can help, if there's something we could do to, you know, help you through these nightmares, I'm sure you'd feel a lot better if you weren't plagued by them, you know?
I understand, Jubilee. I'll let you know. I'm just gonna get some things out of my room, and I'll be able to settle back in, and we can all catch up about what happened. Okay?
All right. You can stay with me. I would like that.
Wonderful. It's so good to have you back. And as she turns and she opens the door to her room, you very briefly, for a moment as she's passing through, you can see inside of the darkened interior of the room, there are just symbols and words written all over her walls and floor. And
Anything that I would immediately recognize just at a first glance?
Appears to be magical nonsense, and you notice it very passing, perhaps some elvish, perhaps some infernal, just a whole bunch of different words just kind of trailing into each other. But then she closes the door behind her. And with that, we will end for tonight.
Ooh,
Man, today was so heavy. I can't wait for next session, guys. To unwind. Am I right?
Yep. We're moving on through. Thank you, everybody.
Jesus Christ!
This is a wonderful session. So much crying. I hope all of you enjoyed it. I know it went longer than usual, but I hope it was still fun. I hope all of my players, despite their self-inflicted suffering, also were having fun.
yay!
Uh-huh.
We love it.
If you haven't done so already, please follow all of these wonderful people that were just linked in the players notification. Also, if you haven't done so already, please give me a follow here on Twitch, give me a sub over on YouTube, give me a follow on Twitter, and you can join our Discord and be a part of the Eternal Citadel and a part of my incredible community. If you're a follower, please copy down the call to hugs message. If you're a knight, or a sub, please copy down the knight's message. We're gonna go raid Robert. He's a cute little femboy French knight who's playing.
Let's go.
Zoo.
My arch enemy.
Yes, your arch enemy.
Arch anemone.
Anemone. All right. So we're gonna go send Robert some love. He's very silly. He's very cute. Be sure to talk about how cute his thighs are.
Okay.
I noted that someone changed the raid message too. Okay.
All right, everybody. Have a great night, and we will be back here on Monday. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.